Yo, Phantomaniacs! Welcome to the newest unboxing here on the Needless Things YouTube channel. Today we are taking a look at this big boy road pig and his pet Rawkus. I'm really excited about this one. I love that this is a big, giant figure that they really tried to capture the size and girth and uniqueness of road pig. I have no real attachment to the character. Well, I'm not gonna say I have no attachment to the character, but this is not one from my childhood. Oh, look at that. That's a nice touch. Where I mostly know Road Pig from is the comics, where he had split personalities and was in love with Zorana. So I like this little Zorana teddy bear here on the back. It's a nice touch. New packaging rules. I think they've done a great job returning to the windows. Overall, very happy with the direction Classified has taken. And happy with the fact, to be honest, that we're getting to a point where I'm very comfortable skipping things. You know, there's so much Classified now. And if I don't want the generic Halo person, then I don't feel obligated to buy that anymore, because there's so much of the collection, and they're doing such a great such a great job with the stuff that I do know and love, that I don't feel like, oh, I gotta just have everything just to have it. I do wish they'd stuck with the Dreadnought imagery that they used for Zartan through the rest of the Dreadnoughts, rather than just doing Cobra. But whatever, it's fine. So this is a pretty loaded set. In addition to our behemoth road pig, we've got his dog, an alternate portrait for the dog, like, this is a loaded set. I know some folks don't like it when they throw the deluxe out there, or deluxe with pet, or whatever the designation is for this one. But as much as I know a ton of this stuff is just going to go in a drawer, I do feel that it's justified for it to all be in there. I don't think there's stuff in here. I'm trying to think of how to address this. There is stuff in here that I specifically don't want and think, for me personally, is unnecessary. But I don't look at it and think, well, they just repainted. Like, it's not like Kamakura, where they repainted a bunch of stuff to justify a price hike. Like, this is all newly tooled and never going to be used again. Weird stuff, and I appreciate it. Well, this is not newly tooled. And it is also still incorrect. I mean, I don't know why or how it would have been corrected. That's really frustrating. Okay. Let's take a look first at Road Pig himself. And then we'll get to the rest of this set as we go. I'm not going to do a comparison to the original Road Pig. One, because I feel like this one is so different that it's become its own thing in a very good way. And two, because my Road Pig is not complete, and I didn't even realize that. When I bought it, I got it from one of those antique store type places. And, oh, so his shoulder pads are not going to come off without a fight. You have to heat them up and take things apart to get those off, which I actually sort of appreciate, because they're pretty snug and fit really well, so they're not going to flop around on him. I like that. All right, let's get that neck centered. There we go. And I was like, oh, it's a Road Pig. I don't have a Road Pig. I'll get that. And he had his cinder block and his crossbow, right? Doesn't he have a crossbow? Maybe I do need to go get it. Anyway, Anyway, he's missing a couple of things. Or no, he had his cinder block hammer and his shoulder pads. He's missing the crossbow and the shield. That's what it was. Plastic feels good for such a big husky figure. Everything feels right. I am noticing something weird though, and I noticed this from pictures on his tank, is that his upper abdomen has a gloss that the rest of his parts don't have. It's kind of strange. You see what I'm talking about? It's not a huge problem, but it's noticeable in pictures. This is one of those things that on the shelf, I'm never even going to think about it, whatever. So let's see how big he is compared to a regular size Joe. I just so happen to have a Dusty I bought for next to nothing. So you can see the size difference in these two, pretty significant, which I think is great. The bulk of the Road Pig figure is awesome. The height is awesome. I wanted him to be this big, thick, and I also appreciate that he is thick. Yeah, they sculpted some abs on his gut, but like, he doesn't look jacked. He has that old school wrestler shape, which I really appreciate. And I don't know if they're ever going to be able to use that again. Like, who else could this body be used for, possibly? Oh, that bicep swivel doesn't want to give. Oh, man. That's the first time I've had one of those stuck, I think. All right, well, we know from experience a little bit of heat will loosen that up. Won't be a big deal. Gosh, I really just like his design so much. Look at that navel, almost grotesque looking. That portrait, ooh, this is a nice touch. So let's look at the that sort of, oh, come on, gash across his nose. That's something I hadn't noticed in the online pictures. He does have a little smudge on his chin there, but I cannot even see it with the naked eye. It's only showing up in the video here. Like the red coloring around his hair. The flat top looks really good. And then for his shoulder pad piece, the skull stuck on there. You know, I don't need it to be, I think it having the appearance of an actual human skull maybe a bit much. I'm not going to call it a problem, but it's I wouldn't have gone that route. I would have just made that, you know, a metallic skull of some kind. Then again, in the Skybound comics, those have gotten pretty gory in the Energon universe, so who knows? Maybe the actual human skull is more appropriate for classified. Look at just the painted detail on the buckles and everything. All of the damage, the nicks and everything sculpted into the shoulder gear. Very nicely done. I'm also a huge fan of the way Hasbro's been doing tattoos on the classified figures. They're just the right amount of darkness. Like they don't look drawn on with a Sharpie. Okay, I just couldn't stand it. I had to go and get my original Road Pig. So you can see the elements of the design. And how they've stayed true to the concept, but have just updated the detailing and everything else. I dig it. I really dig it. This guy's got a cracked elbow, too. I don't think I paid a ton for him. I think that's one of the reasons I bought him, but... So yeah, you can see this, the essence of this design is absolutely captured in this classified figure. Oh, I'm very happy with moving on those knees. Sometimes these thick, chunky figures can have more problems than some of the smaller figures, but Road Pig's moving around really nicely, except for that bicep, which, I mean, like I said, you know, that's going to be easy enough to heat up and get moving. I like the addition of the chaps instead of just the black leather pants. I think it gives it another level of detail. And it, you know, it's a biker thing. Although I'd like to see the bike this guy rides on. Holy cow. Okay. So there is Road Pig. Oh, you know what? I didn't really focus too much on that knee pad. Imagine getting kneed in the face with that. Yikes. Yeah, and I like them working in the pig aesthetic, the literal pig aesthetic in a few ways, because you've got this crazy mask that I'm not going to use at all, but I can't be mad at him for something like this. Like, this is awesome. This is great. And maybe you can use it down the line at some point for a different character. There's a lot of spiky stuff sticking out of this. It's going to be kind of hard to get on there. There we go. It's fine. Like I said, I'm not using it, but it's a great design, very toyetic. And then we've also got this nightmare, which it's going to be hard for me to resist using an expressive face like this. But at the same time, there aren't many expressive faces, or as there aren't many that go as big as this one in the classified series. So this is going to like stand out and be a little strange. There's those gold lower teeth. I don't know. I kind of want to use this one. And the original figure, he's kind of just like, I don't know. We'll see how it looks on the shelf. The original figure has a certain amount of expressiveness in the face. Although I've always thought he looks very, very old. He looks like an old fat guy. It's a very peculiar portrait. I don't know. I might go with that. He's just standing there with that look on his face. Like it's not indicative of anything. That's just how he stands around looking. I don't know. I'm going to leave that one on for now. I like it. And then he's got this as well. Now this is for him and not the dog, right? Yeah. See, another cool piece that I don't need, but you know, the needs of the figure photographers, like to have different looks, different aspects of characters, that sort of thing. I'm not mad about it being included, but it is going in a drawer. It's something that I don't find to be necessary at all. It's got this hook that is shockingly a different thing from Crocmaster's very, very similar hook. It's cool, it's brutal, it's a good thing to add to your accessory drawer if you're the type of person who keeps an active accessory drawer beyond just keeping them bagged up. For me, it's going in a bag. He's got alternate fists for punching, which I really appreciate. The detail on those gloves, pretty nice. The cinder block Warhammer iconic, awesome. He will absolutely be holding this on my shelf. Oh, and it fits nice and snug in there. I was a little worried about that. You've got a little bit of leeway. His shoulder piece, like this, is very restrictive. This is very thick. But you can kind of work around it a little bit. But just great detail in this. Look at that pitting and everything. I mean, it looks like a cinder block. What are you going to do? And as they pointed out during one of the live streams, yes, it is kind of a one-use weapon, but that one use is going to get the job done. Also, what is this to be that long and support the weight of a cinder block? Doesn't matter. This is not science class. This is G.I. Joe. Right, he's got the shield, which is a complete throwaway item for me. It says good luck. It's a repaint of Shockwaves. The handle is less incorrect for Road Pig than it was for Shockwave, because Road Pig is probably just going to bash people in the face with this. Is that even going to fit? That's not even going to fit on his arm. Well, maybe. Let's see. Because I don't mind repaints of accessories, especially standardized things like SWAT shields, like whatever, it's fine. But I do mind it. Oh yeah, that's not going to work at all. That clip. If I try to because that clip is a solid, rigid plastic, if I try and stretch that out to fit over his big fat arm, that's just not going to happen. Okay, so I do have a problem when stuff is repainted, but is not compatible with the figure that it was repainted for. Look at that. That's just rigid plastic there. So yeah, this falls under the category of stuff that does not work. And the original figure, had a shield. All they really needed to do was retool this piece. And I wouldn't really have a problem with them reusing this part, but this just doesn't work. It's not compatible with the figure. And then we have this alternate, which, having said, I'm going to give my Road Pig the cinder block hammer. Maybe I'm not, because this is incredible. This is one of those things where the classified team has gone way, way, way above and beyond. And as much as I love the cinder block hammer, I think I was wrong. I think I've got to go with this one. This is unbelievable. Beautiful piece. The plastic that it's, the nice metallic plastic, looks really, really good. Gosh, it is. It's going to have to be this one. And I'm not giving him 2 Warhammers. That'd be goofy. Yeah, that's... Oh, look, he looks just like it. They have the same expression on their face. Oh, man, that's killer. I wish maybe there was a clip on his back so he could store this one. Or a loop, whatever. Because I would do that. I just don't want him holding 2 of these. It just seems goofy. And yes, I know, again, this is not science, this is G.I. Joe, but whatever. Oh, and I didn't really look at the crossbow on his forearm before either. That's a nice touch. Well done. Yeah, I don't think I can put him on the shelf holding 2 hammers like this. That really would have... I wish there was a loop back here, and I'm sure somebody has manufactured something that can plug into that. But I wish there was a loop back here so you could store either one of these. Because I'd be okay putting either one of them I just said either, and then I turned right around and said either. I'd be okay with putting whichever of these in the back and having him hold the other one. That would be fine, but having him hold both of them just doesn't work for me. Is that it? Oh, I haven't looked at the dog. I haven't looked at Rawkus. Let's take a look at Rawkus. Oh, look at that. Oh, he's got the wiggle butt. There's a muscular canine going on here. Oh, look, his little pads are painted. I did not expect that. That's a nice touch. Gosh, this is great. These animals, well, most of these animals, I'm reviewing Raptor next, and we are going to hit a wall on my high opinion of their animals. But their dogs are pretty much above reproach. This is absolutely incredible. And I guess I'm going to have to go get Junkyard, because I don't think this is, I'm almost positive this is not Junkyard. I think this is a completely new dog. I got to find out. I'm going to go ahead and say, yes, this is completely new. But we got to compare. Okay, I was totally wrong. This is just 1,000% Junkyard. I just didn't think Junkyard was that beefy. That maybe I should be careful about how I'm arranging those. I didn't remember Junkyard being that beefy, but it is just perception, really. Now, obviously, the head is different. I'm noticing Rawkus doesn't have the hinged jaw that Junkyard has, but that's okay. Yeah, completely same. Even the collar, same collar. All right. But still phenomenal. And with the paint job, I mean, look, dogs kind of look, have the same structures and everything. But with the paint job, this is a truly unique pooch. And that face, oh my goodness. The scar on the eye. Look at the paint in the nostrils there. Looks great, but we've got an alternate head. That doesn't want to go on. Oh my gosh. It's funny how you have to find the exact right way to hold these things sometimes. There we go. We've got a little more neutral head, which I like. I like that head. I'm probably not going to use it after all that work getting it on there. But I do like that they included this sort of a little more peaceful, a little more genteel Rawkus. But you know what I would have preferred over that neutral head? And I think would have been a much better call, to be honest. If they had had a mouth wide open, full Cujo, slathering, vicious, terrifying dog head. And maybe they don't want to get too far in that direction with these pet figures. And I kind of understand that if that's the case. But a real vicious, wide open mouth, maybe that you could even put around a Joe's arm or something, would have put this over the top. I mean, it's already pretty over the top, but I don't know. He's great. He's great. Look, there's some little additional paint on the back as well, too, just to give him a little more dimension. Okay, so that's everything. I am very happy with this set. There's some stuff that I find a little redundant or useless or completely just inappropriate and doesn't interact with the figure at all. But very happy with what I paid. Now, I will say, right after this Road Pig came from Big Bad Toy Store, right after he shipped, everybody had all these sales so you could get much cheaper Road Pigs. But that's the dangers of pre-order roulette. And then it didn't even benefit me to be getting it early because I already had so much stuff in the library that I just didn't need to post him any sooner. So whatever. If you missed out on the sale road pigs or the $10 off road pigs or whatever they had going at Target, and you weren't sure, this is a great set. I'm very happy with it. $10 less would have been really nice, but what are you going to do? Hazards of collecting. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, tell your friends about Needless Things, and until next time, buy what you like.
Smash that like button if you like Needless Things.